right, Grand Rising and welcome back. It's Shalonda or Shay Seeking from American Empress Unchained on YouTube and American Aborigines Unchained, the Facebook group. And again, this is not your mama's Bible study. and again, I'm never here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And so we're going to go ahead and go back into the kebra and the goth. And we are going to go ahead and finish reading here. And yeah, there's just a general way, I guess, that people can look at it. But I like to look at things from many different levels and many different ways. So again, excuse me, I look at this way of learning or seeking as enlightenment, and I feel like just in general for everyone. And so again, like I said, when it comes to getting a better understanding, I have no need to try to, I feel like I'm here to unravel this kind of like something, or it's like a puzzle that's being put together. And so again, there are, I think, again, other individuals that may be connected, right, to me or this story in a way that we're looking at it. And so again, like I said, just in case, I just, like I said, I just don't want to mislead anybody, and I prefer people not try and mislead me. And so this is why I'm really open with how we're interpreting and seeing this word. And it's like a non-biased approach, although it is very dear to me. I just want to make sure that, again, like I said, the best of my ability, that I'm not misleading anyone and I'm not being misled, right? So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and look back up at God had commanded the children of Israel, saying, and like again, today it's just been this very something as if, like I'm supposed to be moving different and I'm supposed to be moving down a different path. But again, I feel like it's very important to discuss this here when we're talking about the fall of Israel. And that's why I want to go ahead and look this over, because I do think that there are some things that could be prevented again this time around, or this time, or now, since we have a better understanding. Or again, some of us are like in that light where we are seeking, searching, and ascending. I don't know. It's just something. Excuse me. But again, I mean, the fact that we're talking about this prophecy and the fall, it's just this whole like crucified energy or whatever that I'm getting here. It's almost like we've had plenty of time to prepare, but we haven't, because I think that, again, for so long, people have been misled as to what's really being said here. But the whole thing why I speak about idol worship is just like, even if anyone idolizes me in a sense, right, or looks at me as the idol, or looks at someone else as idols, I look at a lot of other people as idols. So, because I can kind of see them being shaped and formed. So, whew. So anyway, just like, even just, I mean, I can see where a god or a male, god would be telling, in a sense, a feminine goddess or his consort or wife, not to, idolize anyone else. But it's just like, when you're dealing with this, I don't know, when you're dealing with wisdom, it's hard, because she, I feel, has been embodied on this plane many of times. And it's almost like always thinking of like her husband or her consort watching over her in a sense, but allowing her to have free will. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know, a chess game to me in a sense, to see like how things are going to play out or what's going to happen. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of just frustrating. Because again, I do feel like there could be an instance where Source can use different vassals to, again, deliver messages or to walk the plane or the earth. It's just how I see it. Same as the vassal of a female being her being a host, right? But also, again, male energy, yeah, over time. I don't know. So again, God hath commanded the children of Israel, saying, ye shall not marry strange women. So again, when I'm looking at strange women, that is me looking at it as though, again, women that are, let's look at it like artificially, you know what I'm saying? Possibly, right? Meaning that someone is forming them in a fashion that they want them to be. So again, plants, people that have been planted in the garden for whatever reasons by other entities, alien or foreign, is how I kind of look at it. Okay, because then the women could also be representing, women, children, and men. I burned my tongue with coffee and I'm so frustrated. So, right? So that can be talking about that. Women also represent foreign energy to me. Again, you can look at it how you want. And then again, strange women could be, again, women that aren't necessarily women, like I said, in a sense, right? That are in the likeness of. And this is just no offense. It's just how I'm seeing it. Again, don't shoot the messenger, please. All right. So that ye may not be corrupted by them through their gods, with a little g. So again, that's me looking at it as other nations, other, that's just how I look at it. I don't know. From governing forces or, again, governors, you know what I'm saying? Like a governing energy, okay? And through the wickedness of their works and the sweetness of their voice. So again, it's kind of like someone being too, like, I don't know, perfect. And, I think that, again, people that are not perfect and don't, adjust to society and for political reasons and things like that, carry themselves in a certain politically correct energy, I think that we could be kind of talking about that because, again, some people just want to be raw. I'm one of them. I just want to be organic. I just want to be raw. If I want to dress up and I want to do something like this or whatever, then I can do it. But then again, I'm the type of person that I got this big old hair. You might find me some grass or something in my hair because of the random things, that I do to connect with nature as well. So, I might walk around barefooted rather than with heels, but I might like to wear, I'm saying? I am just that type of person. It's all about the art of the things. It's not never about the things for me. How I'm feeling is how I dress, how I, I'm saying? This is how it is. Okay. So again, all right. For they make so the hearts of simple young men by the sweetness of their gentle voice, and by the beauty of their forms, they destroy the wisdom of foolish men. And again, I guess someone can look at that. And again, everybody can be looking at it however they want to interpret it, right? But, there's like a certain energy to have, and like just being a female myself, it's females that can check what other females is doing. So you could check a female's energy and see what kind of, if they're seductress energy or, in that energy. And then Jezebel, like I said, people might look at Jezebel as like just a so-called whore. They use that word in there. But like she's just fond of men and always laying with men. But I think also there's a backstory to that this is individuals that have other agendas and other intercourse or other relations with men from foreign. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going back to like the beginning with this. So they may plant it in a community and be in the likeness of people in that community, but behind them is a whole beast out of the, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's the energy that I'm getting. Okay. And then, we can look at it in all different ways and in lights, forms, and fashions, right? Because when it comes to the Americas, of course, many different nations came here and joined with the Americas. Okay. So But again, the whole thing that we're talking about is like, I guess, the biblical sense or that sense. And that we have the Lion of Judah, and the lion sometimes represents, like I said, that energy also of King James and that type of energy to me. And again, this is only the way I see it. And so if somebody else may see, do you get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, okay? So let's see. And I feel like, yeah, so if that's all you're connected to with someone and there's no depth to the female, then maybe, or again, if that female has to be like in a copycat or succubus energy to get that light from another female, then that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not natural then. That's not what the natural state of everything is. It would be you actually trying to build another being. I mean, that's just how I look at it. And I just like to be myself. I don't even like to take in too much energy from anybody but source and whatever, you know, other energy seen and unseen around me, or whatever I've consumed or taken in. So, all right. But I feel like that just the fact that it says by the voice and the shape, if that's all somebody has to offer, sometimes that may not be enough. And again, anybody can look at anybody that way. People may look at me as a shell of something. But again, I know that I got everything that, most of the things that I have found, I've got gotten from source, the ancestors' guides, and others, you know, other beings that I connect to, you know, on whatever level here on this plane. Whether it was as an attack and it was something that was foreign, or something that was, you know, like that through tech, right? Taught me certain things, and then, you know, things that are natural, people that I feel like I'm telepathically connected to because of whatever reasons I've learned things. So yeah, and it says young men, right? Right. And then, you know, this also makes me think about, you know, like the beauty of their forms. Like if something is being formed or fashioned, it may be something that is, you know, not always natural. And I'm not hating or throwing shade or anything like that against anyone that does that. You know, people are just beautiful. People can do whatever they want to do with their bodies. But I'm just saying we can't start to, once you do something and it becomes like a custom or a cultural thing, then you lose the natural beauty and the natural essence of a being, male or female or androgynous, whoever. It's just people should just be themselves and just, you know, that's just it, right? So it says, who was wiser than Solomon? Yet was he seduced by a woman, okay? Who was more righteous than David? Yet he was seduced by a woman, okay? Who was handsomer than Amnon? Yet he was seduced by Tamar, the daughter of David, his father. Okay, and then this is the thing that I'm saying, like, if we're talking about a woman, like, you know what I'm saying? If we know that there are certain other energies that are intertwined into religious aspects when we're dealing with male, female, male, or androgynous beings. And then also when we're talking about politics. The woman could definitely be speaking of that foreign female energy that's brought in or planted in a place and grows as much as beautiful as, you know, the other flowers in the garden, but it may not be natural. You know, notice a lot of these flowers and stuff today are like painted, you know, the dye rubs off and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like that. I don't know, in a sense. I think it's about depth, actually, right? And then it depends on who's saying that these women seduced them. Maybe they just fell in love with these women. Maybe it was just something natural about these women. Maybe it was, you know, because it had me think about like perfume and, you know, the things like makeup and all these other things like this, you know, and it made me think about the natural scent of a woman, the natural something of a woman, you know, and it's just, I don't know, like, was it seduction or was it something natural? And again, I guess we would have to break down these things to look a little bit deeper, because again, seduce, fall in love, whatever, I don't know, it depends on who looking at it to call it that, right? And Adam was, because again, we know so-called women, whether we're talking about a feminine figure, I don't know why I did that, or we're talking about, again, foreign energies, because again, everybody that was foreign that came here, no matter what time they came here, prior to colonization and the establishment or after, everybody was not evil and mean and wanted to come here and kill. That's just it. Some people came in peace, and some people, they came in peace and they left this world in peace, and so again, we have to be able to look at it that way. So all right, and it says, and Adam was the first creation of God, yet he was seduced by Eve, his wife. Through that seduction, death came for every created being. So again, it's kind of like that. But like anyway, we're looking at create, anything that's been created to create something, that's something that was being made or fixed in order to. And so that is something else, because then they say that Eve went on to be the mother of the living, right? So again, it's almost they try to leave Lilith, which was the mother of all, right, in the dirt sometimes. That's just my opinion, as looking at her like that. Okay? Or maybe even calling her Lilith or whatever, the serpent, right? Okay. So it says the sin of Solomon. Solomon sinned an exceedingly great sin through the worship of idols. Okay, and from being a wise man, he became a fool, and his sin is written down in the book of prophets. But God had mercy on Solomon for this error, which is written down as his sin, and his name is numbered with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and David, his father, in the book of life in heaven. For God is a forgiver of those who have sinned. Which was the greater of the two? The sin of his father David, or the sin of his son Solomon? David caused Uriah to be slain in battle by means of a plan of deceit, so that he might take his wife Bathsheba, who became the mother of Solomon. But he repented, and God had compassion on him. So again, that just makes me think. So this morning, I was just, I don't know, I had been going through something when it comes to mourning. Probably like the loss of something, but then also like a rebirthing kind of energy. And so again, right before I started this, I had pulled a card. Let's see, because it's, oh, okay. So again, like it's like a transitioning point or whatever for me. And, like I said, I just, I just like to do things in God's will, but I definitely think that again, I want to have a choice about what. And so again, I feel like that's what's happening sometimes. Like different choices are being pushed in front of me, and I'm just saying, it's almost like something is, I don't know. We won't go too far into detail, but there's always like this push and pull kind of energy. Excuse me. So again, I pulled this card, and it says, surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. And I'm just like, damn, that's kind of like where I was at. Really? You know what I'm saying? And it says, allow love and support, okay, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So again, this is kind of like the energy again that I feel like I've been in. I've been sitting there and contemplating and communing with source and saying, I need help then, okay? Because I be playing too much, and I be like, I got this. And sometimes it's not, you know what I'm saying? Can we say feasible? And it's just like, I have to admit that, okay, this is the time. So I'll show you the rest of the cards that I pulled. And I was going to pull one card, but then all of these cards kind of came up with it. And moths have been like really around lately. And there's been stuff about moths. I think in some of the, in some of the videos that we've done, moths have come up recently. And so I just feel like we're at a pivotal point right now with many things on this plane. And I feel like there's going to be a much chaos, but there's also like a surrendering kind of aspect, but there's also a final stretch that I feel that, you know what I'm saying, I have to go through. But then there's a time when I'm feeling like, I just need to retreat. I really do. I need to retreat and just gather. So again, we this card was the first one that came up. Okay, rebirth. And I feel like that's kind of what it is, but it feels like, I have to be very careful with my steps right now, because again, I know that whatever energy is out there that's negative wants me to be cut off or eliminated, or may even be at that point where that's what they feel like they have done, right? Killed, because mind, body, spirit, just soul, like all parts of those can die. Even when we're talking about status and things when it comes to these terms or whatever, and these where people want to kill you off again that way, so that you can't serve or you can't become whoever you're supposed to be becoming in this new kingdom that I feel possibly could be coming. I don't know. So again, men's business. So again, this makes me think about men's affairs. But then this card is always intriguing to me, because you see like the dots going up the middle. It's like about your core, about dealing with just like that, something, right? And then again, people are not really too happy when women are standing in their full power and potential, and they are challenging the system in a sense. And I'm saying that whether we're talking about women, right? And I'm talking about physical women. Whether we're talking about women when it comes to I just like the androgyny is just like the most simplest, unoffensive way I can describe it. But I think you guys know what I'm saying, okay? Because it's still men's business, right? And affairs, okay? And then we're also, when we're talking about women, okay? Right? But I think that, again, sometimes I feel like women, the nurturing woman is not accepted in the political factor as much. They want you to be cold, hard, cutthroat and things like that. And again, I feel like some of us are here today to show that you can be both. And so again, because if we're not dealing with that, then we're dealing with that instance of a man's world, even though through our lenses we feel like it's equal and it's balanced, but it may not be that way, is all I'm saying. And then that is detrimental to actual women that deliver the children of the nation or the world. So it's just only on that factor, not to judge, right? So again, but you see this baby, it has like a stick or a wand or something. And maybe even the woman, I think her hand is holding it too, and the man is just standing back there. Very interesting. This card is very interesting. And with all the stuff that's going on right now, it's just like men's business, but is it really? Because again, if it doesn't benefit everybody, then it's not, I don't know. So again, spirit connection, and kind of like, this is kind of like how I've been feeling, like this collage or this mosaic something of all this energy that is just coming in and around and up and down. And it's just, some is more prominent and more, potent than others. But I'm like really getting, man, it's just been crazy. Just even meeting people that are just drawn to me, you know what I'm saying? And even a small conversation that can really, and vice versa. So it says a healing journey. So again, that feels like, this feels like this is where I want to be. This is where I'm headed. It just feels like there's lots of things that have to be let go of and walked away from. And again, sometimes I just don't know what to do, where to start, how to go about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, excuse me, I'm getting good at, I guess, discerning and knowing what has to be let go. I guess that's the first step, right? And then really? And then coming up with a plan in order to do so. And it's just like, I don't know. It's very like a loving, healing energy, and it kind of like a, a handheld kind of energy. It's I don't know. It's just something. Like I said, I'll just keep on dropping stuff like crazy. And it's a healing journey for like I don't know, it's just something about healing, and in a sense that we never really thought about it before. And really, healing comes with being honest. It comes with, approaching and bringing up things that are uncomfortable for people to talk about. But again, if you don't do it, then, what are we going to be healing? We're just going to be, not healing, and as a world, as, as people. And so it's just a way to address the facts and then move on, and people to get out of their feelings about everything. And that's just how I feel. Okay. So again, peace. And again, so it's so funny that like at this time it is a lot more peaceful for me, like in my inner core, in my inner sanctum. You know what I'm saying? This is really I'm in a peaceful place, and I'm just at a place where I feel like I've been running, I've been, dealing with the blows and taking all the, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like even like a nurturing kind of energy. And just like, even like with this healing, you see the girl with the hair or whatever, it's kind of like she's accepting this almost, right? Almost like the first card said, the first card with the bears on it was from a different deck. When I went to pull a card or two from this deck, all of these came up, okay? So again, this journey, it's almost like she is like kind of taking the lead, and she's like, come on now. I've been wanting this, like love or whatever. And again, I look at this as like man and woman, you know what I'm saying? Even in a sense, or just whatever relationship, but yeah, mainly like a man, divine masculine and feminine. And I feel like, he want to go though, because you see, you know what I'm saying? He's okay with it. Look like he want to be led, right? And she's just like, but and then somebody might look, and it's funny because we just said about that whole seductive energy, and was it seductive, or was somebody just calling it that because it was actually a calling that went against something that wasn't supposed to be? Like this is what I like to look at when it comes to this text. Because somebody may say, look at her, she's stringing him along, she's this and that. But no, I feel like, it's like, it just seems like two people, I don't know. I just feel that energy. That's what's been around me that deserved all of that, right? They just don't know how to get to it. There's many obstacles. So you see all the stuff going on in the background, a waterfall, the trees and everything, and the water, so it's a lot of stuff going on in the background. But she's willing to possibly even accept that love. And that could be like even that whole, like, kind of like taming a beast in a sense. You see, right? It's kind of like a bridge of love or something going through. And she's getting filled up on it. I mean, look like it, right? But again, somebody could look at that as like seducing. But again, or is it just loving? Is she just tired of waiting and she's just, possibly letting him know and gonna take the lead? I don't know. So again, and then this kind of touched me a little bit. Okay, this inner grief, right? She's kind of like, it's almost like she's in a nest, and it's almost like flowers or whatever around her, and she's kind of like secluding herself and taking her back into that womb kind of mentality to heal also, or to tuck something in so that she can, is also reminding me of a womb also, in the healing, I think, of the womb. And I think that that's just very important right now. And if we don't, with all the stuff and everything that's going on with women and children and stuff, if we don't start taking that approach, it's just not going to be, because man is going to move in the direction that he's going to move. But when it comes to that which is natural, you can't let that be the new replacement for what it is. I mean, because I just think that, again, that means that we're okay with killing off one thing in order to, support something else that is not even really, right? Okay. And I'm trying to just be very, very, very gentle with my words. But if somebody gets offended, because that's just how it's gonna just always be. It's just like, it's just like anything else that we're talking about then when it comes to, sports and stuff like that, and who should be able to play and all that other stuff. It's just like, there's room for everybody. It's room for everybody is at the end of the day what I'm saying. And if we treated the situations like that, then I think that it just would be a lot better. All right. So again, we're going to keep on going. I'm going to read 60, and then I think we'll stop and then make a part 3. So it says, concerning the prophecy of Christ. According to the interpretation of prophecy, the name Solomon signifieth in the secret speech Christ. Solomon built the house of God. Okay, and Christ, and this is God with a capital G, and Christ raised up his body, okay, and made it into a church. Okay, so again, Christ raised up his body and made it into a church. And you know, this raising up a body, that reminds me of like a group or a nation or something. You know what I'm saying? A house of information in a sense, right? Or just like, again, it could be a body. Yeah. All right. So it says, and when he said unto the Jews, throw down this house, and in 3 days I will build it again. He was speaking to them of the house of his. It's kind of making me think about the house, like even, you know what I'm saying, the house of, like when it comes to political things. Yeah, he was speaking of them in the house of his body. And as Solomon multiplied wives from alien peoples because of their beauty and their winsomeness, I don't know. I don't know. And desires arose in him because of his love for them. So Christ gathered together from alien peoples those who had not the law, but who believed in him. Okay? And there was no uncircumcised man to him, no pagan, no slave, no Jew, no servant, no free man, but he gathered them all into his heavenly kingdom by his flesh and blood. So again, I'm not sure 100% what we're talking about here, but again, I mean, it's just making me think, like I said, that again, Solomon multiplied wives from alien peoples because of their beauty and winsomeness. I don't know what winsomeness is. You know, I don't know if it's talking about like a winning spirit, you know, and I don't have my phone with me. Well, you know what? I can't. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Let's see. I want to know what they really saying that this is talking about. Agreeable, pleasant. Okay, see, all right, hold on. Because somebody could look like that, but they could be, you know what I'm saying, a whole entire lioness, right? So again, I guess that's what I meant about like the depth, right? So again, agreeable, pleasant, pleasure, delight, joy, delight, desire, strive for. Okay, apparently surviving only in the Northern English dialect for 400 years until revived. Look at this. 400 years until revived. So again, that winsome, I don't know. I really don't know. By Hamilton Burns, the Scottish poet. Okay, so again, but I guess that's like also like rich. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, we can use rich. Because again, then when you look at rich, there's a richness about someone with riches, right? I was just watching Rain again. And then there's a richness when it comes to someone who is rich with natural abilities and gifts. I mean, again, oh, well, he did have wisdom. Duh. Okay. Yeah, he did have wisdom, right? All right. But I guess maybe it's the idol worship. Because it says that, worshiping of idols. So again, I guess that like even God, thinking of God like in a kind of feminine energy, I don't know. Or even a God that would be a jealous God, even, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody that would not approve, not even jealous, but not approve of worshiping idols. So again, when you're worshiping something, that's different than even just having something to have and to hold, right? So again, it's just almost like, yeah, it's almost like something. I remember being young, and maybe I shouldn't even share the story, but I will. I remember being young and, like in high school and having, you know, a boyfriend and being like so like his whole world, right? And then again, for whatever reason, separating and going our separate ways, and then finding out that they're like we're both, having fun, going to parties or whatever, and hanging out with our friends, and then to find out like there may be somebody else, and then it's just like hold on. And it's just like a whole energy of like a friend of mine was like, yeah, she was driving his car or whatever, he was teaching her how to drive, and then he's like, and these are things you probably did, right? And then somebody said like, and then yeah, he bought her a new ponytail, and I'm like so it's just not even like, what I'm saying, it's just like, what? Okay, now this is where we draw the line. You're not be buying no ponytails for nobody but me. So anyway, okay, y'all, I'm kind of silly, but I'm just saying like it was just something, what I'm saying, like, oh, so I mean, I don't care what you're doing, you talk to some girls, but what you doing, what I'm saying, nah, what I'm saying. So it was something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but again, like I said, I just thought that was a funny way kind of to look at it, charming in a childlike way or a naive way. So again, I guess you can look at that how you want. I think that you can look at it how you want, but like I said, that's just a thing. So again, like the whole thing about idolizing, because remember they put in all this stuff in order to, build up that calf or whatever. So I don't know, that just makes me think, like I said, it's a difference. Like for me, like sometimes I feel like, again, there's that person that's just like cut off or whatever, or separate, and many times, and that I feel like for a minute it felt like a lot of strife was coming in, and I feel like, again, I wasn't mad or anything, I'm just like, okay, maybe that's just how it is. I was thinking of like the first and the last or whatever, but it's just like, like I said, I feel like if I had energy around me and I felt like I wasn't aware, but the energy was around someone else and they were nurturing and kind of helping form that and bring that, then how can you be, what I'm saying, supportive to me if you're supporting? So again, I look at it more of just a support, regardless of it. You know what I'm saying? So when I need something, I have no one to, and I have to really be careful about who I even, so I think that's just like what I was in at one point in time, but I'm just like, whatever now. It's just like, I guess it just made me be able to do it on my own as much as possible. And whatever I don't have, and hopefully I'll get, or whatever. And so that's just how I look at it. But yeah. So again, the beauty in the winsomeness. So again, that can be excuse me, that could be a good, yeah. All right, and then desire. So again, that desire energy is making me think Lucifer energy a little bit, right? Arose in him because of his love for them, right? So Christ gathered together from alien peoples those who had not the law, okay, but who believed in him. So again, this is almost like Christ building his own church in a sense, saying, and maybe, I don't know, it's not saying what laws, right? But maybe they didn't know the laws of God or something, I don't know, right? But they believed in him, like the whole Jesus saves or whatever energy, or as a healer or as a prophet or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like even that heaven and earth energy, right? So again, I think even with the indigenous movement, it started off one way, but then there's the one way that is barren. They don't want nothing to do with certain other people, or that's what they say. And then there's those that, again, I feel like in my energy, I have to be able to adapt to the heavens and the earth. Again, that's that whole like Inanna kind of energy, the heavens and earth kind of energy. Sometimes I just look at that. Because at some point in time, you know what? And it also makes me think about Christ, of the energy of being rejected by his own people. And so again, had to go amongst people that was like him. And so that's just, but then he also has a reputation of being around all people. and not even judging them like that. You know what I'm saying? Just bringing the word, right? So, okay. Okay. And then gather them all by flesh and blood. So again, this also makes me think about the Christ energy having connections with many different bloodlines. So maybe not foreign where, they're dealing with a whole foreign nation that wants a part in what's going on right now. But again, through bloodline, through those people, like I said, that were here prior to the establishment and even built in, that were grafted in after. Everybody, every colonizer was not evil, like I said. So I think that is just what it is in that whole like birthing a nation, or just the mothers, those bloodlines that birth many children and many presidents and many, you know what I'm saying? Those bloodlines, okay? Where the energy is grafted in, not where it's a foreign nation that is planting people here and conducting them how they can do things to run over the original people here. That's different. But someone that's been here already, they're already, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and they came here the right way. There's nothing, I'm not saying anything about that. Whatever position that they have, I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just saying, that's all, right? We're just dissecting this and seeing what's going on here. So it says, in the Song of Songs, Solomon himself sang and said, there are 60 mighty men round about the bed of Solomon, all of them trained in war and holding swords, each man with his sword upon his thigh. The number 60 indicates the number of righteous patriarchs, excuse me, the prophets, apostles, martyrs, believers, and saints who have resisted the war of Satan, right? So again, there is, and I feel like there is this kind of war, that somebody is waging. I feel like it's a war of like your character, like assassination of character, or crucifying or whatever of energy, of different energies here on this plane right now. So again, that's what I mean by just what's right or wrong, or I want to build with people dealing with your energy, your spirit, how you care about people and how you, things like that. It's not about like so much your skin color or your race or what place you came from. We just have to talk about those things because we've been herded that way as cattle or human chattel in a sense. And that can go from people that are at the bottom, right, of the caste class and all the way up to the top. Somebody's always usually has some kind of boss or some kind of banking system or something over them that can, manipulate your way of doing things. Just is. And even like with right now with like a social credit system, that can be the end of a lot of people. It really just could. So again, I have to be on the soft side here, but we're going to definitely tap in on those things, because if we think about it, once it's in place, then that's what it is. So I think that sometimes some of these things that are being brought up should be examined, especially very expensive things that are being brought to the forefront. That means that that's going to be a lot of stuff. So it just really needs to be gone through. I just don't know. It just almost seems like we is at a breaking point. I'm just telling you right now. Well, whatever is going on right now, this is it. Like Michael Jackson, this is it. So I'm just saying, I don't know what the hell it means, but I feel like stuff is getting in order. Things are moving right now, and in a minute, things are going to be depending on which way this goes, things are going to be at a standstill, and things is going to be hard. And you probably want to be where you need to be soon. It's just how I feel. The word sword is being interpreted the word of the scriptures. The word of the Lord cutteth like a straight, sharp sword. And in a like manner, the scriptures cut from men's hearts the danger caused by deceitful fables and imaginings. Straight up. And again, I think that is, so the whole thing about the beautiful, soft, gentle words and stuff, somebody might just be still saying, oh yeah, just but no, it's just some real raw, uncut things that need to be addressed and need to be said. And again, I just don't like that. Don't be setting up my face talking about no peace, and all this other stuff, or not, what I'm saying, like someone that's there and not telling you that it's a time of war and that you need to be getting prepared. That's almost like a sacrificial kind of energy. So again, you care about me, but you're going to sit here and you're going to leave me in a sacrificial stance. because I all this time I could have been getting prepared, but you made sure that other people were getting prepared, but I'm not. And so that's the kind of energy, like I said, that I feel that I be dealing with. And so that's why I feel like I'm pulling back. Excuse me, stop that, and don't get in the camera. That's why I feel like I'm just like going into that kind of like hermit mode right now, right? There's no, I haven't seen anybody coming in on no knight in shining armor. So again, that makes me think that it's time to get real, okay? So it's again Solomon singing, King Solomon hath made a chariot for himself, and these words are to be interpreted that Christ did put on our body. The name Solomon in the language of the Hebrews is being interpreted Christ. And the foolish, so again, if he had wisdom, then again, that's again that joining of that Christ Jesus or Jesus Christ energy to me to a certain extent. I mean, that's what it feels like, but it could be a singular, you know what I'm saying? It could be a singular energy for sure, right? And the foolish Jews imagine that the words of David, the Lord said unto me, thou art my son, and this day I have begotten thee, were spoken concerning Solomon, his son. So again, there seems to be some kind of confusion here between who we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And so again, it's making me think of some cut off kind of energy. But then, if we're looking at that Christ energy like that, like what happened even to wisdom here? So I don't know. Yeah. Christ does put on our body. That's just, I don't know. That's something right there. That's something that just caught me off guard. 1 second. With the chicken nuggets though. Yeah, spoken concerning Solomon, his son. Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. It to me, there feel like some kind of energy intertwining or something here, or again, it could be, like I said, a singular energy. But the fact that they're saying is Solomon is being interpreted as Christ, because I always see the wisdom energy as a Christ energy anyway. So it says here, O God, give thy judgment, okay, to the king, and thy righteousness to the son of the king, so that he may judge thy people with righteousness and thy needy ones with justice. And he shall live, and they shall give him him of the gold of Arabia. So again, this energy is giving me that Afghan energy again of old. I don't know. And shall pray for him continually, and shall follow him with good words. And he shall be a support for the whole earth on the top of the mountains. And his and again, on top of the giant, this made me think about giant energy, or just people that are, doing big things to a certain extent, right? Again, because I feel like that's also what it's talking about when it comes to Solomon, that he had a good eye for, like how I say sometimes, like I have an eye for fat, like nice things, right? That don't mean I'm always getting them, but I'm just someone that can go through antique malls and pick nice things. So it's just kind of like that. So let's see. So again, these mountains, again, and it's also like mountains of glory, even we're talking about the whole energy of him picking the choicest women, right? Yeah, possibly, right? Okay. Okay, I was going to say something. Okay. And his fruit shall be greater than the cedar, right? So again, this is almost like a collective energy here. And again, it's saying that it's going to be greater than the cedar. So again, it makes me think also of like a duplication or somebody manufacturing, mini me's, you know what I'm saying? Or mini you, you know what I'm saying? Like mini, I was trying to say mini me, like a mini, like of taking some of the choicest fruit and the whole build back better energy, right? So that makes me think of artificial energy, right? Replicating, duplicating, study this, study that, be this, be that. It's like a printing press of beings. The Build a Being workshop, like I said, is what it reminds me of, seriously. All right. And I even had this kind of, it's like a copy machine. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, who even in the world want that? And who even want to think that that's what somebody could be considering when it comes to your energy, to manufacture someone's energy and someone's work? I don't know. Okay. So, all right. Yeah. Okay. But, I'm getting like someone that doesn't want somebody to challenge their something. That's what I feel like I'm getting as well. Because that's just it. That's just it. Okay? Because it's almost like a energy of like, how dare you, like, challenge me. Okay? All right. So it says, so that he may judge the people in righteousness. Wait. Thy righteousness. Okay, let's see. Oh God, give thy judgment to the king, and thy righteousness to the son of the king, so that they may be judged. They may judge thy people with righteousness, and thy needy ones with justice. And he shall live, and they shall give him a gold of a okay, we already read that part. So again, appointments of Melchizedek. Okay, so that's something there. Okay, so again, concerning the hold on one second. I only got like 10 minutes left. Concerning this prophecy and others like it. Wait, oh come on now, y'all. Where are we? The camera is stuck. And shall pray. Large. There's no need to do that. Okay, just, I don't know. Just wait. Okay?
I'll get you a fry.
Okay. And shall pray for him continually, and shall follow him with good works, and he shall be a support for the whole earth on top of the mountains, and his fruit should be greater than the cedar, and shall flourish. It's like that whole part about in Pocahontas when she said, if you cut down the cedar, or I can't remember what kind of tree, then you will never know how good it will grow. That's kind of like that energy, like I said, because again, this gives me a Mother Earth, again, that energy of wisdom. Like, did you try to cut wisdom down? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to see here. Right? Right. Yeah, I feel like again. Whew. And might not even be because that's what these individuals, because I see even just divine masculines, right? So even in feminines as well, right? And maybe if they even didn't want to do this, but it would benefit some of these feminines, and then some of the masculines, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, building or finances or whatever, could that be? That's all I'm saying. And he shall flourish in the city like grass, and on the like grass of the earth. You get me? And his name shall be before the sun. You get me? So again, is this another energy again? It says before the sun. So again, it's like someone I know you put you before me, right? But then again, is this also someone trying to exalt their throne at the same as the throne of God? Or again, trying to exalt an idol, right? Put it on the pedestal when they already have the jewel. That's just what I'm saying. I don't know. I have brought thee forth from the belly before the morning star. So again, this is also somebody being put in front of, okay? It said, God has sworn and he will not repent. Thou art his priest forever after the appointment of Melchizedek. Why am I going back to that part again? Okay? All right, concerning this prophecy and others like it, which David prophesied concerning Christ, and the foolish Jews who are blind of heart, says that what David, oh my goodness, this thing is keep getting stuck, said was spoken concerning his son Solomon. This do the Jews say, and they make Christ to be Solomon because the similarity of name and the wisdom, and because he was the son of David in the flesh. And although those who came after David and Solomon, namely Elijah and Elijah, or Elisha, or Shay, I don't know. It's Elisha. knew this. They ascribed Solomon's sins to him in the book of Kings in order that they might put to shame the Jews, who were blind in heart and are the enemies of righteousness. Wow. Because I think that that's what people automatically do think, even when I speak the way I speak about certain things, when it comes to all these different types of titles and things that have been, these different sects that we have been broken up into. So it says Solomon the king, the son of David, the king and the king and prophet. So again, this is also that prophet energy or prophetess energy. But Elijah was a prophet. But then again, how or why was he a prophet? It reminds me of the book The Spring, when she said, yeah, you have these gifts, but how? It just makes me think about that part, right? Because it's usually the mounting siring or the connection between, I feel, a divine feminine or high priestess or empress, energy. It's just the way I see it. Okay. Again, it's like kind of like kept in the dark, and I'm just like, man, when are we going to get to the point where people can be equal with each other, or they could just be sharing, So Christ concerning the church, and he wrote 4 books of prophecy, and is numbered in Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and David, his father, in the kingdom of the heavens. Okay, so again, we're going to stop there, and then we'll come back for the death lament of Solomon. So again, I'm at a point, like I said, you guys, where it's just a lot going on, but really not much. And I feel like it's a pivotal point right now. And again, I'm like telling Source, I'm ready. Like, what I'm saying? I'm ready for a change, no matter what direction that is. I just want to be able to move in righteousness, and I want to be able to move, in a certain manner from now on. And so it's just like, that's what it is for me. And again, it's kind of like a watchdog kind of mentality right now. Kind of like a watching over the garden to see what in the world is going on, because I feel like there's lots of works that are going on and a lot of deceptive and deceitful things. And I feel like there's many honest and great things that are happening. I feel like people are starting to step outside of the box when it comes to this whole race and all this other stuff. And we're starting to see that it's about people's energy. It's about what you do and how you work, and how you deal with yourself and other people, how you view yourself, and then how you treat other people. And so again, at this time, I think it's a time that we can change things for the better. It just really is. And just stop just hating people for their views and their opinions. It's just, what do you want us to be? What do you want us to do? Just go along with everything, the flow. Like, that's not what we were made to do. And so it's either now or never is what I see, to make a statement or a stand or something, because it's just, I don't know, even if it's just something within yourself, because it just has to start there. So again, thank you guys for watching. Gratitude, and good day.